Kunlach Ventures, #1 in publishing, filming, and consultancy, is out with new sets of books for your reading pleasure, namely Jaguda Pali. Yes, that's my boy, Odidere Yeokun, Ekwale Ibinu Oluko, Mulekewi, destined to be the thinking herd. Father, why? Because of his obedience. Teachers strike, Ade and the Little Bird, Tortoise and the Hunter, Senior Pangolo and Other Place, Brother Tortoise, as well as poems for pupils, poems on fruits, poems time, Whose Fault, Frank Reflections, and Essence of Drama for cultural and creative art students. All books written by the prolific Akim Ajibade are now available in all leading bookshops for your reading pleasure and educational works, as published by Kunlach Publishers, a member of Kunlach Ventures, #8 Tanimola Complex, Agbowo UI Ibadan. Telephone 0803 082 1066 and 0805 702 0163. Email kunlachvtr@yahoo.com. Kunlach Ventures, poised to make you great.
Odigi buruku Odigi buruku Odigi buruku Odigi buruku Ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ wo kòkó yè tán o Odigi buruku ọ̀tá fà sókè yídó borí Odigi buruku Odigi buruku bàbá yé orí ẹ tọ̀run wò ó Odigi buruku ẹni ṣe bí kó rántí ọjọ́ alẹ́ Odigi buruku ẹni gàlúbọ́sà gàlúbọ́sà Odigi buruku.
For today is the coronation of our new king. But we shouldn't overdo it, like the frog who out of happiness dance. Until its limbs got out of its body. Before I call on the village professional dancers to come and rescue us from the pains which overdancing might cause us, being amateurs, let us all in turn perform our traditional greeting homage to the new owner of the land. First, we the chiefs, the king makers of this land, Osi, Pashipa, Aro, and Yalode, Masa. May your
pool of wisdom forever be fresh.
Next, the leaders of tomorrow, the most vibrant organ of the village, the youths.
Thank you. May you all live long.
Now our wives, the mothers of the village, the women.
May your wombs never refuse to fertilize.
After male and female, who else?
No one.
No, everybody. Everybody.
I thank you very much. May our ancestors continue to strengthen your path.
Now the village dancers, come and entertain our new king with what you know best. Asked me to inform our dancers that he enjoyed the dancing steps and also perfectly understood the message. His Majesty authorized me to announce that the village will sponsor the dance throughout the nook and crannies of this land. That is aside the juicy prizes awaiting the dancers. OC, this is our program. And you left me alone in the business of talking.
It's not like that, also. I am perfectly with you. You are doing excellently well. It is only a madman that sells the hen that lays the golden eggs.
Yes, yes.
In any event, my people, I believe that you are all enjoying yourselves very well. Now, on behalf of the ancestors of this land, the living and those unborn, I call on the king, the new custodian of our tradition, to address his people.
I thank Almighty God who has preserved our lives and has allowed destiny to fulfill itself today. I thank you for the overwhelming support which you gave me during the process of my ascension to this throne. You have demonstrated your astute determination to be governed by yourself. You all bear me witness that the task ahead is tedious. My predecessors crippled our economic bearing, damaged our educational sector, and drowned our health vision. I want to inform you that they have sown seed of discord among us. We all suspect one another every day. To succeed, however, your cooperation, determination, and patience are highly required. I am not a magician. And I know for sure that even magicians cannot effect remarkable change in just a few days. I am a human being like you, full of imperfections and human frailties. I shall, however, try my utmost best so that the lingering poverty, corruption, and tribalism which have eaten deep among us become things of the past. God bless our village. I thank you very much.
And we all have heard him. Will you now cooperate?
Will we?
Will you do anything that will bring the hijackers back?
No, lie.
What happens if they can't?
If they come, it's going to be fight to finish.
We will resist them with all our might. Ha! God will flow.
May the gods of our ancestors put them permanently in chain for us. Therefore, we have to be patient, loyal, and faithful. Kabiyesi will now go into the palace room and relax. Drummers, beat drums and let our people continue to dance to their homes.
Kabiyesi, I've checked all over the palace looking for you.
But you did not come here. And you know where to find me at this time of the day. I hope my in-laws have not come to pack my yams again.
Leave me alone, Kabiyesi.
See, woman, she could not sleep because she had not seen Kabiyesi. Now that Kabiyesi is doing her duty, she is complaining. Women, you are all pretenders.
That's how your mother pretended before she gave birth to you.
Olori, in your mouth, you insult the mother of Kajola village?
You came to your subjects and a husband to your wife. Kabiyesi, I came for a special matter and I'll be very glad if you listen to me.
Women, small thing like this, you carry it heavy in your heart. Labari, I'm listening.
Thank you, my lord. My 2 years are filled with words. So many things are happening in this village. And today, it's the king did this, the king did that.
That is how it is with the head that wears a crown. If a child is annoyed with his mother, the king is responsible. If a wife refuses her husband advances on the bed, it is the fault of the king. Even if ordinary gout dies, king's name must be mentioned. Asule, go and sleep. I will soon be by your side.
That's how you husband stampede your wife from saying their mind.
But you have spoken now, haven't you?
What did I say?
You said we talked about the king, and that is not new.
And what did I say they said?
Oh, you still have that in mind to tell me. Say it on time. You know you should not be too late to bed.
Kabiyesi, people say that you are the brain behind Otu's resignation. They say you are too stubborn and uncompromising. Some even call you a dictator. They say you are corrupt. And above all, the village is not at peace. Today, it is one compound against the other. Tomorrow, religious or ethnic war. Militants fighting for one thing or the other. The people are complaining about hiking the prices of goods and services. It looks as if the whole village is on fire and you keep quiet, Kabiyesi. You keep quiet.
Now, go and sleep.
I won't go. I won't go and sleep until you respond to my fears. How can a woman sleep with all these problems?
My wife, mother of my children, you are my source of joy, my inspiration. You are an epitome of good wife, befitting a ruler with a vision for his people. If only women like you understand that their husband pains are theirs, this world shall have an enduring peace. Now, I will tell you everything tomorrow. Let us go and sleep.
My husband, do not cajole me. Don't let me be convinced that you're truly a dictator like a detractor's claim. It's just meant for today and not to be discussed tomorrow.
On the issue of Otun, I have no hand in it. The allegation against him were found to be true, and he must pay for it if indeed we are serious on our probity stand. On my stubbornness. Yes, I am stubborn. I am stubborn to the antics of the enemies of the village, to those whose business is to acquire wealth at the detriment of the helpless poor. I am hard and will continue to be uncompromising on my own style posture against that monster, corruption. I am not corrupt. The allegation is a trick to stampede, distract, and to destabilize us, and we will not succumb to it. The quarrels here and there are the result of distrust which my predecessors had planted in us. With time, things will be all right. I have nothing against my chiefs, but it is only a foolish man that goes to bed with his roof on fire. I will not allow anybody, no matter how big, to hold my people to ransom for some selfish interests or trivialities. The hike in the prices of goods and services is beyond me. It is an international issue. It is dictated by the upward and downward movement of foreign currency. I have no hand in it. All right?
But tread softly with your chiefs. The gods of my mother will let you triumph over your enemies within and without.
And what other thing did you hear?
No, nothing.
You heard something else.
What is something else, my lord?
You want to tell me that our people are so ungrateful that they are not commending us for some lofty programs we have put in place?
I can't just understand the kind of game which your cat has killed that has made him begin to blow his trumpet all over the village, calling people to come and see.
If you don't blow your trumpet yourself, it will rust because no one has enough time to blow another man's trumpet. My father said it all.
What did he say?
He said no matter how hard a man tries, his wife will never appreciate him in his presence.
What have you done? Tell me, what can you do?
Let me go and show her what I can do.
Agbára, agbára, a máa ṣí lọ nílé ẹni, ipò ènìyàn a máa bìyàn lẹ́ o. Agbára, a máa ṣí lọ nílé ẹni, ipò ènìyàn a máa bìyàn lẹ́ o. Fagbára ṣe tàbí ipò ẹni fà ó lè fìyàn lẹ́ o. Agbára, agbára, a máa ṣí lọ nílé ẹni, ipò ènìyàn a máa fìyàn lẹ́ o. Ká wí fún ni ká gbọ́ àwo ilé alára, ká sọ̀rọ̀ fún ni ká gbọ́ àwo òde Ìjẹ̀ṣà, àìtó ní bàrìn ká má tọrọ bá ní sọ kábíyèsí wa. Ká wí fún ni ká gbọ́ àwo ilé alára, ká sọ̀rọ̀ fún ni ká gbọ́ àwo òde Ìjẹ̀ṣà, àìtó ní bàrìn ká má tọrọ ní sọ kábíyèsí wa. káwí fún ni ká gbọ́ àwo ilé àlá.
This is unbelievable. What could have been holding my chiefs and the headboy till now? Oh, just 2 o'clock. I thought it was 4 p.m. Oh, those Muslims call to prayer could be confusing. Let me receive their letter. Yes? Hello, who is that?
Your Majesty, sir. It is me, the contractor.
I had wanted to phone you. Where did you say you stopped?
We tarred the road from Olokemeji to Idiaro. We left only 3 kilometers at the middle and completed it at the junction going to Ijagbo.
Yeah. Are you sure? I hope you remember that I shall commission that road today.
We are already there waiting, Your Majesty.
And what about the load?
Which of them, Your Majesty?
Are you sure you actually want the road commission today or not?
Yes, Your Majesty. All arrangements have been completed and the righteousness fulfilled.
Hey, contractor, or what do you call your name? Please talk to me in the language I understand. Are you through with the load or not? So that I know if the job is ready for commissioning or not?
I'm sorry, Your Majesty. It is the problem of nomenclature. To use your words, sir, we are through with the load.
Where did you put it?
In your foreign account, Your Majesty.
Good. After today's ceremony, I will give you another contract.
Oh, I shall be grateful, Your Majesty.
Kábíyèsí o. Kábíyèsí o.
Osi, Kábíyèsí. You are welcome.
You live long.
Let me thank you for your understanding and cooperation since the exit of that bastard, our former Otun, the corrupt man.
Hey, may you live long, Your Majesty.
Our contractor just phoned me that is at the site waiting for us.
That is very good. It is indeed a landmark achievement, Your Majesty.
Our people deserve purposeful and qualitative leadership, and that is what we give them. You see, Osi, this government is unlike its predecessors. It is a government that has zero tolerance to corruption and it's corrupt.
People are already jubilating in town and thanking God for enthroning this government of difference. You need to hear what people of Olokemeji, Ijagbo, Jabata, and Idiaro say about today's ceremony. Your Majesty, they are already whining and dining.
I thank you for the good news you have brought.
But how do we cover up for the money spent from the account before the economic witches begin to notice?
Don't worry. I have asked the secretary to conduct screening exercises for the teachers, and that must go up huge amount of money. No economic wizard can query such money.
And if that is not enough, one may even organize some training programs.
Now you are thinking, anyhow, money must come in. See, the fear of tomorrow makes the priest cast his oracle daily.
It is true.
You're welcome. Thank you, see.
Ẹ̀yin olùkọ́ wa ẹ ṣe eré ohun tí ẹ bá jù láyé o.
Yes. How are you?
Fine, sir. It's just Mr. Adala.
Any business with him?
We have his lesson, sir.
Well, he's not around, so go and read your books.
Ẹ ṣe eré ohun tí ẹ bá jù láyé o lọ́mọ yín máa ká o.
Where did he go?
Don't lie, he's a runs man. He has a number of businesses in town.
Then he should resign his appointment. Several others are out there looking for a job. Why should someone get a salary for the work he or she did not do?
Which work? Teaching in those good old days or now? You actually think teaching is a work that one can rest his nerves on? Look, well, for women like you, yes. But for men, no. See, I have an interview with a multinational company tomorrow. And if I fail to make it, I will find another serious business in town.
So you are birds of a feather?
That is what they have made of us.
Who?
Those who hired us. The government.
The government employed you to abscond from your classes.
Oh, sorry. I forgot that our employer is being fair to us.
We are all in it together, don't forget.
Hey, stop talking like that, Mrs. Thomas. Did you buy your Jeep car from your salary? Huh? Look, can a male teacher buy an ordinary spoke of a bicycle for his own wife? Is it not the same degree that we all have? Huh? We equally have responsibilities to fulfill as your husband does. Anyway, your thinking must be different. You don't eat from your salary.
But we're not fighting, Mr. Mola. I only pity the children.
Whose children? Do their parents pity them? Eh? How many students in your subject have textbooks? Their parents allow the politicians to ruin the future of their children with this so-called free education. Look, ask a student to buy ordinary exercise book, and their parents will run to the people in government. The textbooks which government provided were only on the television. Who among the people in government have their children in public schools? None! So, how wouldn't they toss around with our lives? Huh? The meager salary they pay us will not be as and when due, and that hinders planning. Those who took bank loans pay compound interest. See, people in government are utterly insensitive. You wait. Mr. Omotosha has gone for the union meeting in respect of the salary increase. Industrial action is looming heavily. We must force unreceptive government on its knees.
It is for the benefit of all, not men alone. Some of us women contribute substantially to the upkeep of our homes. So we to know where the shoe pinches.
That is correct. And now you are talking. You know that an ordinary councillor's wife take more than a principal does in a month.
It's a lie.
It is a fact. You can see now that we have every reason to be aggressive. If a woman is not as lucky as you are and desires to sell pepper in school to augment, what right has the government, or what right does the government have to query her?
I see.
Now, to the government loan. Who do they give aside from their stooges among us? Kata will burst very soon, because the only language the dictator understands is force. When last did you hear teachers voluntarily retiring?
How would they, when gratuity will not be paid, let alone pension?
And you call that a job? One should not be skeptical about the future of a worthwhile job. People are afraid. That is it. It is a suicide risk. By the time we have a reasonable leader, you will see how teachers will drop chalks for young unemployed graduates.
I lavish the goodness of the morning to everybody in your rank and file. Sirs and ma'ams.
H.O.D.
Without portfolio, brother.
My H.O.D.
Only in the mouth, sister. Our indefatigable H.O.D. with nothing to show for it except poverty.
H.O.D. of H.O.Ds.
Oh, good sister. Nothing adequate for the wife and children.
Teacher's reward is in heaven. There's hope.
Only a foolish teacher gives it that deceptive trick of old. Out of the numerous professionals on earth, it is only teachers that must suffer till death before they gain reward. Medical personnel need not go to heaven, Abi. Danfo and taxi drivers entice our wives with their daily returns. No teacher can compete with a bus conductor in a canteen. Teachers will go to heaven while other professionals will burn in hellfire.
God will survey just one day.
tallies with the belief of Ngugiwa Theongo when he says submissively that hope of a better day is the only comfort we could give to the weeping child. It indeed runs contrary to Wole Soyinka's opinion that a man died in order that keep silence in the face of tyranny. And Abraham Lincoln backed it up when he says, things may come to those who wait, but only the things left behind by those who hustle. And if those who hustle left nothing behind, obviously there will be nothing for those who wait. Look here, brothers, sisters, I hope you are listening. I have put 28 years into service, yet I still cannot feed myself properly, let alone my wife and children. I have always been a manager, managing everything in life, and my employer does not care. Even some of those who have put 35 years into service cannot boast of a room apartment of their own. Ask those who had. They have tales to tell. Let me ask you, how many of your students want to be teachers?
If you ask them, they have a ready-made answer. God forbid!
That is indeed a food for thought. People now find themselves in teaching as the last option, and not by design. Ladies and gentlemen, face your work. Write your note of lessons and submit them to my table. I'm leaving.
Is it not better to resign?
That is adding salt into the injury. Who pays your gratuity if you resign? Maybe after the announcement of your obituary. What about the pension? How often do you get that? I bet you, if our employer is ready with our gratuity now, millions of teachers will abandon classroom immediately. What did I tell you?
There is a solution to every problem.
And that is, find something else to augment, or else you'll die in penury. Look, your employer rolls out rules, but gambles with your welfare. If you like, die. No one cares. Help yourselves and stop complaining about others for helping themselves. It is unlawful to be lawful in an unlawful society.
I object to that, Mr. Omola. Now, if somebody or a group of people are mad, must every other person be equally mad? I do not think it is morally right to prefer negative solution to any problem. Now, Abigail Hitman said, and I quote, in every situation, look for the good points. There are ways to make improvements. Avoid becoming a negative complainer who knows all the problems and none of the solutions. End of quote. Ms. Omola, your submission, I must say, I'm sorry, is a negative approach. That which has the potential for multiplying our suffering.
So we should continue to suffer.
Heaven, they say, helps those who help themselves, Mr. Kiri.
I agree with you, Mr. Omola, but I disagree with the solution you posited.
Tell us the way out.
Yes, first, there is nothing wrong in a teacher having another business. And in fact, it is encouraged, especially at this inglorious time. But the moment that business impedes the performance of a teacher, it becomes inordinate. Two, we must look inwards too. A good number of us are always used as polling officers during election. These people contribute significantly to election rigging for meager amounts of money. How wouldn't we have bad leaders? Three, teachers must be contented. How do you hope to compete with politicians who steal public funds to build their houses and buy cars? No amount of salary paid can be enough for some of us. A good number of teachers venture into projects that are beyond their income. And that is bad planning. If education should mean anything at all, it should make a man live in any society he finds himself comfortably. So says Tasholari. We are role models and should be seen as such.
So we should not agitate again, Abi.
I didn't say that. I only tried to balance the argument. As teachers, we must be objective
And that does not mean our salaries should not be increased to meet up with the economic reality in the village.
Tell us the news from the union office.
Thank you. I greet you all. The meeting between the union and the government on salary increment ended in a stalemate. Therefore, the president of the teachers union has declared an industrial strike action. Done. And this is with immediate effect. All teachers are directed to stay at home and await further directive from the union. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our rights.
Kábíyèsí o, lówó orí mi ọkọ mi, ọbọ òróǹro tí obìnrin ẹ̀ lásọ òwò tí wọ́n tálíkà lẹ́wù. Má jẹ́ káráyé ó lè bàgbàjẹ́ mọ́ ọ lórí o. Ọmọ òpómúlérò mọ́jà àlè kan, ọmọ òpómúlérò mọ́jà kálé kan. Òpó kan dúdú ńlé bàbá tó bí ọlọ́mọ ọmọ bó o bá fẹ̀yìntì. Lẹ́yìn rí àdúdú abilé dúdú pẹ̀rẹ̀rẹ̀ bí ẹni rẹ̀ sọ. Ọmọ alákànṣọ àrẹ́pá òpó múlẹ́rọ mọ́jà kálé kan. Ilé ìyá rẹ̀ ìwọ́lọ́mọ ọlọ́fà májọ̀ ọlálọ́mí ọmọ abísújó kọ ìjà kátàkìtì lọ́rọ̀ tọ̀fà. Ìjà kẹ́ ìjà wà nílé ọlánà. Kábíyèsí o. Ìbá sojú ọlọ́fà ńlá wọn. Ọlọ́lọ́mí ìjó kọ.
May your efforts in the service of this village not be in vain.
I summon you for a deliberation on the stubbornness of the teachers in this village. It is now 2 months since they embarked on their ignominious strike.
There's nothing we can do about their matter. Teachers in this village have overshot their boundary, and it is our time we show them we are not only in government, we are also in power.
Yes, Kábíyèsí. Yes. The salary that they are asking for is unreasonable. And they started comparing themselves with political functionaries. How possible is that? We know how much we spent before, during, and after the tussle for our chieftaincy position. And if we accede to their request, how do we compensate our supporters and the boys?
We won't even have enough money for the payment of debt, our sustenance, and promotion. Who among us will not want to retain his title and then expand in wealth?
And the children are at home rotting. The girls are getting pregnant and the boys are turning touts already. Devil finds works for idle hands, you know.
Don't mind them. Thank God we have no children among those getting pregnant and turning touts. They are their children. Let them stay out of classrooms permanently if they like. Our children will have enough dropouts to serve them in future.
And their salary will even attract more interest for us in banks.
Before we divide it among ourselves.
And anyone who is bold enough to challenge our authority among them will be silenced. The boys are ever ready.
That may be too rash and barbaric. One should be very careful with his neighbor's goat when one is liable a thief. Kábíyèsí, softly. Caution. Softly does the elders masquerade dance in the market. We must not lose sight of the fact that a prostitute among these girls will not allow our own daughters enjoy their husbands. And the towns will increase panic on the land. Our children will be at peace to enjoy our wealth.
I thank you. I do hope Ashipa is not against us.
No, Kábíyèsí, I'm fully with you. I'm just weighing the pros and cons of the situation.
I know that the teacher strike is a ploy by our detractors, our political opponents, to destabilize this government. We are going to shame them. Hunger will teach these teachers some great lessons. Osi, tell the security officers to be at red alert. They should remember that security is any action, offensive or defensive, taken to protect the state or the head of government from any abuse. Therefore, anybody who dares attempt to test our will must be crushed. Jungle action demands jungle judgment. Osi, I know that those miscreants who call themselves pressmen are outside waiting for the outcome of this meeting. How they got to know of it is a mystery. Tell them that this government feels sorry for the school children and will do everything possible to get them back to school soon. We therefore appeal to the striking teachers to show up their strike action, as this is not the solution to the lingering problems at hand. Government will open negotiation with the teachers union immediately they resume work. I thank you all.
Kunlach Ventures, #1 in publishing, filming and consultancy, is out with new sets of books for your reading pleasure, namely Jagudapali. Yes, that's my boy Odidere Yeokun, Ekwale Ibinu Oluko, Mulekewi, destined to be the thinking herd. Father, why? Because of his obedience. Teacher strike, Ade and the little bird, Tortoise and the hunter, Senior Pangolo and other plays, Brother Tortoise, as well as poems for pupils, poems on fruits, poems time, whose fault, frank reflections, and essence of drama for cultural and creative art students. All books written by the prolific Akim Ajibade are now available in all leading bookshops for your reading pleasure and educational works, as published by Kunlach Publishers, a member of Kunlach Ventures, #8 Tanimola Complex, Agbowo UI Ibadan. Telephone 0803 082 1066 and 0805 702 0163. Email kunlachvtr@yahoo.com. Kunlach Ventures, poised to make you great.
My daughter,
Sir, before we can begin any treatment, you will obtain a registration card of 1,000 naira.
Okay, now first, I will pay you.
Payment is the first step, sir.
I will pay you. I don't have any money on me now, but definitely I will pay you.
You may have to try another hospital or wait until you have it before you come back.
I said I am going to pay you. You are saying I should take her away. Don't you have human feelings at all?
Sir, you're wasting your time.
Look, I'm a teacher. Look at me. I'm a teacher. So is my wife. We have not been paid in the last 3 months. We have been on strike. Don't you? But you hear it on radio too yourself, don't you?
Nurse! Nurse! Please release that baby to her mother and let them try another hospital.
You are a wicked soul. Release her. She won't die. By the grace of God, Amalala will not die. What is it? They didn't treat her or what? Just because of 1,000 naira. 1,000 naira. Registration card.
You can take her in. Take her in.
Thank you, Mr. Ade. I'm indeed very, very grateful. People are wicked in this.
You cannot blame them. They too must have learned grave lessons from people's disappointing attitude and behaviors. It was the rice seller beside your apartment that told me that you are here. What is the nature of the sickness?
Ordinary convulsion. And we are still owing that woman. Government has refused to pay our salaries.
Teachers are truly suffering.
Mr. Deku, I'm fed up. I'm seriously thinking of something else to do.
Sir!
Yes.
Your bill is 5,500 naira.
How come? How come? Ordinary conversion.
Don't forget, this is an hospital site, so lower your voice. The amount we ask you to pay is in due consideration of your plight as a teacher. We are not treating only conversion as a thing. There are other treatments to be administered. It is our work and we know what to do.
Alright, treat her. We will settle the bill.
We have tried our best so far, sir, and your assistant will move us further.
And what does that mean? Can you listen to her, my friend?
Let's beg them. Nurse, have mercy. Tell your doctor we will pay. We can even sign on an undertaking. Abi?
Yes, I am ready to do that.
Sirs, I have pleaded enough with the doctor and he couldn't do better than that.
Listen to her again.
And some of us in the market are not smiling at all. There are no sales. It is only when the government workers, especially you teachers, get paid that we remember those of us in the market. If I begin to tell you this story behind that 1,000 naira, you
can't even help me borrow it from
how do I face them when I know the situation in the market? The story is all over. There are no sales. People are already eating their capital.
Yes! Please release that child.
Let's go! Let us go! Iyabiye has herbs for ailments like this. I even forgot.
Sorry, your baby. Doctor only tried. It is God that heals. He that is destined not to die won't die. Yes, they won't die.
No, Kabiyesi. I have seen with my eyes, with my two naked eyes. I have read of the sufferings of villagers on the pages of newspapers. The radio has also filled my ears with pathetic stories of families secured with installments. Oh, yeah, you sit here singing and dancing. Don't you have a little conscience? Don't you?
If the political enemies beat drum for the downfall of our government, must you?
Whose government? Huh? It is your personal government and that of your selfish chiefs. Teachers are on strike now for 5 months. You talk of political enemies. The political enemies, they make you corrupt. They make you turn black into white and commission uncompleted projects. They also trick you into inflating contracts for your own personal engagement. You invoke the wrath of God and eat fire into your pot belly. I wonder, the only lesson people learn from history is the people don't learn from history. Reflect and examine how villagers treat the families of rulers like you after their demise.
Olori.
Look, I won't allow you to put a curse upon my children and me. If you remain adamant, I will do worse things. I will show you the power of the female gender.
Hasule? Hasule? You call the son of the great elephant killer and the paramount ruler of this village by name?
Just as you've called the beautiful daughter of the great lion killer by name.
You forget that a rat that challenges a cat into a fight bathes in its own blood?
The cat must beware. The several holes are abound, and should your cat succeed, many rats have been mobilized. Your cat will eat meat to death.
So you have mobilized women against me?
Yes. We have mobilized the village women so that your cat will have enough rats to devour.
And you too?
Including the village women, I said. The youths are not left out in the struggle. The royal children are some of the rats waiting for your hungry cats.
My own wives plotting the downfall of their husbands. It is indeed a strange world.
The dog that will not get lost will listen to the whistle of the hunter.
Keep quiet! This is insubordination!
A reasonable wife does not keep quiet when her husband is running mad.
You say that this is running mad?
Oh, sorry. Kabiesi, maximum ruler. I forgot that was your name at birth. And I can see how it intoxicates you. Like that Kabiesi has truly gotten into your head. You have become a superhuman being and the psychopaths you call chief. They will all forsake you. When the fire begins to burn, you will be left alone.
The fowl that is witnessing the post-mortem of the parrot has started complaining, Kabiesi. She fears that the injustice will one day reach her since their anatomy are the same. Kabiesi, the silence of the forest is being tampered with, Kabiesi. When different animals constantly visit a village, the villagers should be prepared to host the king of animals. When your host shows you the planting end of a yam tuber, all he's saying is that he's tired of you.
Ashipa, should you come to add to the confusion in the palace?
Kabiesi, the wind is about to lift the mud. It is true the fish loves water, but not when it is boiling. So, the fish is planning to abandon the sea. The chick has completed plans to forsake its mother and they dance with the hawk. Forgive me, Kabiesi. My home is in disarray, and it appears that things may not be the same if I still hold on to my title, Kabiesi.
I see. Ashipa.
Kabiesi, forgive me, Kabiesi. My wife has turned my children against me. I have been in their hot soup for days now. They have threatened to hold a press conference to denounce their father. That is after they have exposed this government to the public. They say we are cannibals. Kabiesi, I must relinquish my position for peace to reign, Kabiesi.
I see. Women conspiracy flying all over the village.
Softly, Kabiesi.
I feel the heat also in my palace. My own Holori, the mother of the village, insulted me here. She threatened fire and brimstone.
Temper justice with mercy, Kabiesi. A sensitive issue of this magnitude deserves a sensitive approach.
You will not resign, Ashiba. The women may be aggressive in approach, but are they completely wrong?
Kabiesi.
They are not. A time for genuine reconciliation and action has come. Ashipa,
Kabiesi.
If the lunatic knew the uselessness of his load, he wouldn't have mobbed the streets of refuse.
True talk, Kabiesi.
What is the value of wealth when those that you inherit are not interested in it?
I wonder, Kabiesi, I wonder.
The only thing they say that is permanent in life is change.
It is true, Kabiesi.
Ashipa,
Kabiesi.
The wind of change has blown, and we must by necessity bow to it.
Kabiesi, he who fails to adjust with the tide will be blown away by it.
Are you with me in this new struggle or not?
Wholeheartedly, Kabiesi. I am with you.
We must make amend.
Heaven is rejoicing, Kabiesi. It is a good news for the heart. Adupe.
Congratulations! Victory at last!
Yes, victory at last.
How are you, Mr. Wall?
I am fine. How is the family?
Well, we managed to escape death.
We have only 6 months strike action of unpaid salary.
With its grave consequences. Anyway, it's great to be back.
Yes, did you hear the full content of the agreement between the union and the government?
No. What I heard was that government had hearkened to the yearnings of the striking teachers, consequent upon the shelving of the strike action by the union president. And I wish you all report back to duty without further delay.
It is indeed a great victory. In fact, unprecedented in the history of this village. And I read the full content of the union agreement with the government this morning at the teacher's house.
I trust you, but I hope they won't renege.
This is beyond that. For the first time, the government came out to publicly admit its guilt.
apologize for the unnecessary trauma it unleashed on children, teachers, and the public.
Now, how about the crux of the matter?
I have not finished.
Please tell me more. I'm eager to know.
The government expressed regret for the bad, unreceptive, directionless, dictatorial, and hypocritical leadership which it has subjected the village to in the past years.
Oh, I will not buy rice and beans for my children in the market. Mr. Omo, please tell me something good.
Well, then the government surpassed the welfare package presented by the union. How? The union presented a salary scale double the one we earn.
Yes.
But the government rolled out a different welfare package 3 times our salary.
Impossible.
It is too good to believe.
It appears deceptive, you know.
But it is the truth. The daylight truth.
How come?
They tagged it educational rebranding.
Wonderful. The much expected rebranding.
That is just the beginning.
Feed me.
The king and his chiefs have withdrawn their children from foreign schools to public schools governed by themselves.
Is that?
Yes.
It is indeed a genuine rebranding. It is a good omen.
All directors in every ministry have been directed to follow suit or resign their appointment forthwith.
How about other members of staff in the ministry?
Look at you. When the big masquerades are dancing, what are you going to say of the smaller ones?
Yes. Now, standard is guaranteed.
New buildings in schools. Provision of teaching aids.
Yes.
And of course, employment of new teachers.
I welcome you, Mr. Promotion, sir!
Yes, sir! Free and compulsory education for all, with the parents assisting in the provision of books.
That is being realistic. But how would government finance this project? It's expensive.
We have money. The blueprint speaks about that too now, right? What the government is doing. The government shall block wasteful spending, contract inflation, and all other forms of corruption, as well as personal enrichment at the expense of the public.
So we have money enough?
Even more than enough. Schools shall be restructured to meet international standard. You see, regular training of teachers shall be emphasized. Come here. Gratuity. Yes. Gratuity. Gratuity shall be paid on point of retirement.
Enough, Mr. Mock. I am satisfied. I must go now.
There is still more goodies, there is still more goodies.
I have enough goodies. My wife must hear this.
Let me give you the full information.
Mr. Mock, give it to the window. See you tomorrow.
Mr. K. Well, we indeed have a brand new educational system. You have heard everything.
Yes, everybody is dancing at the teacher's house.
Wait, they didn't hire drums?
Just teachers. There's drumming everywhere. Good. What happens to the likes of Mr. Adanla, the Roseman?
Leave them to us, Leave them to us. We shall catch them ourselves. See, the union will not allow any teacher to sabotage this effort. No divided loyalty again.
Iṣẹ́ tíṣà, iṣẹ́ tíṣà, ó pè wá ń tiwa, iṣẹ́ tíṣà, ká lówó lọ́wọ́, tiwa. Kábímọ lè mọ̀. Ó pè wá ń tiwa. Ká lówó lọ́wọ́. Ó pè wá ń tiwa. Kábímọ lè mọ̀. Ó pè wá ń tiwa. Ká kọ́lé mọ́lé. Ó pè wá ń
Kunlach Ventures, #1 in publishing, filming, and consultancy, is out with new sets of books for your reading pleasure, namely Jaguda Pali. Yes, that's my boy, Odidere Yeokun, Ekwale Ibinu Oluko, Mulekewi, destined to be the thinking herd. Father, why? Because of his obedience. Teachers strike. Ade and the Little Bird, Tortoise and the Hunter, Senior Pangolo and Other Place, Brother Tortoise, as well as poems for pupils, poems on fruits, poems time, Whose Fault, Frank Reflections, and Essence of Drama for cultural and creative art students. All books written by the prolific Akim Ajibade are now available in all leading bookshops for your reading pleasure and educational works, as published by Kunlach Publishers, a member of Kunlach Ventures, #8 Tanimola Complex, Agbowo UI Ibadan. Telephone 0803 082 1066 and 0805 702 0163. Email kunlachvtr@yahoo.com. Kunlach Ventures, poised to make you great.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Ẹni bínú tíṣà.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Ẹni bínú tíṣà.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Bàbá tó bá bínú tíṣà.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Ìyá tó bá bínú tíṣà.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ o.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ o.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ o.
Ẹni bínú tíṣà.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ lóko.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Ẹni bínú tíṣà.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Ẹni bínú tíṣà.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Ẹni bínú tíṣà.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Bàbá tó bá bínú tíṣà.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Ìyá tó bá bínú tíṣà.
Àrọ̀mọ rẹ̀ lódò.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́.
Àrọ̀mọ rẹ̀ lódò.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ ni.
Àrọ̀mọ rẹ̀ lódò.
Ẹni bínú tíṣà.
Àdọ́mọ rẹ̀ kọ́ o.
Àrọ̀mọ rẹ̀ lóko.
Àrọ̀mọ rẹ̀ lóko.
Àrọ̀mọ rẹ̀ lóko.
Àrọ̀mọ rẹ̀ lóko.
Ẹni bínú tíṣà.
Àrọ̀mọ rẹ̀ lódò.
Ẹni bínú tíṣà.
Àrọ̀mọ rẹ̀ lódò.
Bàbá tó bá bínú tíṣà.
Àrọ̀mọ rẹ̀ lódò.
Legal, Kisnor Media TV, online television. Oh, shaking, oh, God.